Om Sai Ram, Jai Sai Ram to all the devotees, to all people there. Let's start episode number 8. Baba always used to say that whoever comes to me comes asking for something. No one comes with anything to offer or wanting to renounce anything. By this, the fakir doesn't mean wealth, he only wants love. Didn't Baba say that offering food to someone starving is like making an offering to him? We can derive happiness merely by remembering Baba's miracles. Baba usually used to say, I possess great spiritual riches. The one who has the courage will take truckloads of this wealth from Shirdi. But we always keep asking for material wealth from Baba. If someone even tries to carry out any spiritual work, they announce with great pomp the work they did or about the temple they built. We are merely machines, but the actual work is done by Sri Sainath Maharaj. When you will understand the meaning of this, will there be any me left within you? On the contrary, we should be happy that God has chosen us to carry out the spiritual work. Who knows what have we stuffed our bodies with? The lighter you keep it, the higher you will go. I have seen people nursing old arguments inside themselves, which are not at all useful, even though briefly at least chant Baba's name. But let it be with complete faith and completely selfishness. If you cannot sing a bhajan, if you cannot write anything, at least chant Baba's mantra. That is Om Sai Shri Sai Jai Jai Sai. Instead of putting your devotion on display, connect yourself to Baba. Only He will show you the path of salvation. I have mentioned earlier that there is a difference in nature and character. Nature cannot change, but character can be changed. This depends on Satagun, Rajagun, and Tamagun, the three qualities in a human being, which have been explained in Sai Satcharitra, chapter 23. Real devotion only means being one with Sri Sai. Desires are many, but having Sri Sai in one's thoughts and through them losing oneself to Baba's memories is the only right desire. One must establish contact with Baba each day through meditation. It is not necessary to go to Shirdi time and again. You can connect with Baba even while sitting at home. If a devotee imagines every day for at least 15 to 20 minutes that he is in fact present in Shirdi, is touching the holy feet of Sri Sainath, is meditating by sitting in Dwarka Mai, or is present at the Chowri. At the time of Vajan, Baba will automatically be with him. Man keeps doing many things for his body all throughout his life, but fails to make time for spiritual practice. This is not right. Some devotees, however, travel to Shirdi every now and then, but they cannot establish contact with Baba because even while being in Shirdi, their attention is divided towards unwanted things. If there is no change in a devotee even during a Shirdi visit, then what is the use of going there? A person should change from within after visiting Shirdi and beholding the sight of Baba. Sri Sainath was not just a human being, 3.5 hands tall. He is omnipresent. Some of his unfortunate devotees used to consider him a normal human being, but would get surprised when Baba would tell them exactly what went on in their minds. This emboldened their trust and brought about a change in them. Faith and patience also play an important role in this regard. The human temperament is such that one has to take immense efforts to bring about this change, and Baba is well aware of these efforts. He helps the person looking at the intensity of his desire for it. For this, the blooming of love in the heart, meditation and chanting of Sai's name is helpful. If the change is proper and the person progresses on the spiritual path, then a change will be seen in the person's behavior as well. Madhav Rao Deshpande also changed from within. His belief that Sri Sai is not just a human form was strengthened. Once, when Baba went away from the masjid for a stroll, Madhav Rao stole some money from underneath Baba's seat and went away. A few days later, around rupees 250 rupees were stolen from Madhav Rao Deshpande's house. Bursting into tears, Madhav Rao rushed to the masjid and narrated the incident to Baba. Hearing this, Baba started laughing and said that whereas Madhav Rao was concerned for his rupees 250, Baba was struggling to find his rupees 30. Shama was terrified after listening to this. He repented over what he did, but his belief in Baba grew stronger. I will give two more examples regarding behavior. These were cited by Paigambar Muhammad Sahib and have been mentioned by Master Omram Michael Avinav in his books. The story goes that a man once went to Paigambar Muhammad and said, I have made a mistake. Yesterday I fought with my friend and used such harsh words that he is now angry with me. Please tell me what to do. Paigambar Muhammad asked him to get 40 peacock feathers the next day. The man did just as he was told. The Paigambar ordered him to place those 40 feathers outside 40 different houses at that night. Collect them the next morning and bring them again to him. The person did exactly as told. The next day, when he started collecting the feathers, he could collect only a few. Wind had swept many of the feathers away, and some others were lost due to some other reason. The person collected as many feathers as he could, went to Muhammad Paigambar and narrated the whole incident. Paigambar Muhammad then told him that words are similar in nature. Once they are said, they cannot be taken back. Now the only recourse is to apologize to your friend, because there is a lot of power in apology and there is no harm in saying sorry anyway. The person did exactly as told and things became normal again. I have noticed that people nurse grudges in their hearts for years and the fight goes on for a long time. A small wound turns sore. On another occasion, Paigambar Muhammad was standing along a friend when a friend of the friend came along and cursed him with many foul words. Initially, the person standing alongside kept listening, but eventually he too lost patience and returned the favor. At that time, Muhammad Paigambar left the place, but later the Paigambar's friend asked why had he left. To this, Muhammad Paigambar replied, till such time as you were silent, I was with you. But when you two started using foul words in return, I left you. The Guru keeps giving us indications from time to time, but we don't listen to him. Spiritual Guru Omram Michael Avinav said on one occasion that there were many people in his group, and one of them was a girl who would sing beautiful songs in praise of Lord Jesus. One day, the girl came up to him and expressed her desire to marry. The Guru advised her to wait for some time. One night, the girl met a boy at a pub. She again met the Guru for advice. The Guru repeated his advice, asked her to continue with some more spiritual work and only then think about marriage. The Guru asked her to wait for what the God had planned for her. He would come to you himself when the time comes, he said. But the girl did not pay heed and got married. Unfortunately, they could not live in harmony and separated after a few days. Later, the girl returned to her guru, but her state of mind was not sound. That is why one should always dwell upon what the guru says and obey what has been told. Anyway, as the saying goes, Pehle Ram, Fir Kam. Duty to the Lord first, then everything else.